Hey everybody, it's Irene with BrainStorm Acres, and as you can see this morning I'm in the greenhouse. I thought I'd take you on a little tour this morning and let you know what's going on in here. It's been a really wacky week, so let's get going. Now into the old bucket section here. This is a wicking tote, and it has two mosh plants, which are a type of specialty lettuce left, and I need to harvest those in the next day or two. They're pretty much end of life. They'll still be tasty. Be a great part of a salad. Here's some of our other lettuce. As you can see, there's a little bit of it that has gone to seed. I need to cut those. This stuff that's here actually is still fine. It looks funny, if you can see this or not. They have, all their leaves have been picked off at the bottom. That's what we do. And then this stuff on top is perfectly fine. This is Muir. It's a rather heat tolerant plant, and it's still delicious. Our Salanova is pretty much gone by now. This is Sweet Crisp Crunch. Let me see. Yeah, this is now too bitter. This is actually the red oak leaf. That is still fine. It looks funny because, again, it's been picked from the bottom up, but that sort of looks like little trees. But these two are still fine. This Sweet Crisp has gone over, which is not shocking. It's been there for months and months and months. And about half of this stuff here is fine. These guys here are a butter crunch, a butter lettuce. Yeah, that's the Salanova butter. So this is the center parts are still fine on them. The white junk in here is fertilizer. The green oak leaf, I think some of the center parts are still fine on it. Let me taste it. That's not bitter at all. So even though this stuff down here looks crappy, what happens, it got dried out too much and we wound up with tip burn. I may just go ahead and harvest these. We're into that phase of year where it's kind of rough to keep lettuce going, and the old plants are too old. Like I said, the Muir is still here, but pretty much everything else has gone by. Let's see what we have down here. We have a potted bunch of flowers that are going to go out to the garden. These are going to sit on a bare spot that has a valve box in it that just doesn't look wonderful. But look at the colors on these. Aren't they gorgeous? Just gorgeous. Very cool. Anyway, and that little guy in the corner is an ageratum, so he'll be blue. So yeah, I just tossed those in there, those seedlings in there. Got a little crazy, but that's fine. These are peppers. There's let's see, two Godfathers. These are supposed to be Godfathers. Bought those off eBay, so we'll see if they really are. And this is basil. Pak choy. That rolling is a calcium deficiency, and I've fertilized it now, so we shouldn't get any more of that. I thought I'd put enough bone meal in there. I guess I didn't. A lot of these have been used quite a few times, and I just needed to fertilize it heavier than I did. It's been fertilized now, so it should be fine. Radishes, two different kinds, Cherry Bell and Sora. Lizard. Now, lizard's been interesting. It's supposed to be super heat tolerant. My initial germination on it was stellar. Then it was damaged by mice. We got rid of the mice. And the next batch of seeds did not germinate well. They just started to germinate kind of, so I don't know. Maybe the soil was just a little too warm. That can happen, but a little unhappy with that. Over here we have obviously carrots. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Oh, that's Mokum. That's right, Mokum carrots. And they'll be fine. As soon as they get a bit bigger, I'm going to move them outside. These are almost big enough to move outside. These pak choy, not pak choy. The peppers are going to stay in here. That guy is going outside with the flowers. The radishes I will probably leave in here. More peppers. These are Sandia chilies, these guys here, those three. And this is Mamma Mia Rosso, and so is that one. They are finally coming back. They were damaged by thrips, and everybody was damaged by thrips, but these two were just devastated, is the best way to put it. However, they are really kicking in now, and they've been fertilized extra, and they seem to be doing fine, so that's cool. These will probably stay in the greenhouse. I'll have to think about it. Depends on how crowded it gets in here. These are kohlrabi, and these are ready to go out. That white junk is fertilizer. And as you can see, they're bulbing up nicely, so it's time to move these guys out. This is sweet potato, and it is also time to move them out. I was waiting until they got big enough. I've been checking for bugs. We have had weird bugs show up in here. We had some weevils show up in here. I have never ever had trouble with weevils here, and I have not been able to identify the variety yet. First one I saw showed up in my water barrel when I was filling it. You know, it fell in, and that made me aware of him, and I was able to get him some good pictures. And since then, I've squashed several of his friends, but I haven't been able to get any information as to what kind it is, except a bad weevil, of course, because weevils are bad. Cabbage, remaining cabbage in here. It is heading up, but it is not tight yet, so just going to keep watering that guy. Cucumber. As you can see, there are cucumbers on here. I will probably harvest one of these today. I'm debating my theories of cucumber harvesting, so I may just harvest two of the bigger ones and make Henry a surprise salad. That would be kind of a fun thing to do. This is empty. No, it's not empty. I am trying starting some new lettuce. So this is Nancy, Adriana, and Muir, all of which are supposed to be fairly heat tolerant, and we'll see. I fertilized it good with calcium and in the form of bone meal, and I've also hit it with some fish emulsion and stuff like that. And this is green forest, and I can see there's one spotted right there. Yay. The green forest is a I'm going to draw a giant blank. I hate it when my brain does that. Romaine. I'm going, it starts with an R. Yeah, so these are regular lettuces, and this is romaine. This is an assortment of stuff. These are peppermints that I rescued from one of the garden beds. They're in the way, and I need to pull out about a dozen more. I'm potting them up because when I go to our landowners association, I'm going to offer them to people who, if anybody wants them, they can have them. This is a basil, and it's not very happy. I need to fix that. Again, the white junk on there is fertilizer. That's a husk cherry in the back, and it is now big enough to transplant out. There's also another pot back there that has Love in a Mist, Nigella, and it's not large enough yet, so unfortunately it's going to hang around here for a while. These are all peppers, and there's Sandia. Not sure what happened to this guy. He got knocked over. I think something fell on him. And I'm not sure. This little guy down here is looking suspiciously like he might turn out to be a husk cherry. Now, the big question becomes, is that a wild husk cherry or is that a domestic? So that'll be something else that happens later. Tomatoes. Still doing well in here despite everything. Several of the cherry tomatoes are starting to turn colors, red. These will get put into the Dutch bucket this week. They've been pruned back a little bit. I took off some of the suckers, I took off some of the dead stuff, and they've been fertilized. So they're doing better, but it's time to get them out of here. It turned out that one of my problems was this tray here had a leak in it. So I was sitting there putting all this water in and thinking the plants were getting it, and they weren't. Yeah. Anyway, so these I'm going to fix today. I have to decide what I'm going to plant up next. But I think I will harvest. I've been thinking about this while I was working. The two largest cucumbers are this one and this one. And I could have let them get bigger, but to be honest, Henry tends to get a little swamped in cucumbers after a while. I'm trying to pick some things a little smaller this year because we have plenty of cucumbers that I canned last year, so we don't really need more. If we get a really good crop of beans, I will probably make some new dilly beans. But other than that, you have to look each year at what you need more of. Otherwise, you'll fill your entire house with something that nobody's eating. And that's a bad thing. So, until next time, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because we have a ton going on. So, until next time, bye.